Hello, and welcome back to N Raghav TV. Finally back with another live stream. Hot trending topic. The Ballon d'Or awards have been given out, and I mean there is certain controversy, and I mean end of the day it's football and fun. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun debate, and we have with us Ankit from Almighty Blues FC. And Ankit, please introduce yourself to all the new people who are watching the video.
Of course. First of all, thanks for having me again. Yeah, it's been a while, Raghav, like you said, and welcome back to live streaming. I've definitely been missing in Raghav TV. A lot of energy that this guy brings. So anyone watching, please do subscribe as well as like the video. I know at his age, definitely I did not know half as what Raghav knows, but yes, definitely great stuff. But yes, having said that, the last time I was on the channel, it was the beginning of the season. We were kind of predicting a lot of things, and now so many things have happened 3 to 4 months down the line. And yes, meanwhile, I have also changed my channel name from RCB and Chelsea Fan TV to Almighty Blues FC. And yes, now it's not just Chelsea content. You can find a lot other content as well, entire EPL as well as Champions League content that we cover. And of course, we have a cricket channel as well separately now, which is Almighty Blues Cricket. So yeah, anyone interested in any EPL, UCL, or cricket, feel free to subscribe. And definitely, you're welcome on the panel as well as Raghav is always. So yes, Raghav, looking forward to this. Definitely a heated debate. Hopefully not as heated.
Yeah. So all the links in the description. Do check it out and do subscribe to him as well. Great content and a fellow Chelsea fan as well. And now let's move to today's topic. So before we go on to the much awaited debate of the Ballon d'Or, let's talk about an interesting thing which cropped up yesterday on Instagram, which was Factos. I mean, all football fans obviously you know what this term means, but let me give you a brief that after Messi won the Ballon d'Or, there was a post assuming a Ronaldo fan saying that Ronaldo is a much better player, and the usual stuff which banter which goes on. But the official Cristiano Ronaldo's official account has commented on the post saying it's facts with an eye emoji. So first of all, I'll give my opinion, then we'll move to Ankit. I mean, if it was meant to be a joke, I mean it's fine. But being a professional athlete and an athlete of especially the level that Cristiano Ronaldo is on, so many people idolize him for. I mean, for his rags to riches story, where coming out of nowhere. I mean, if you can say, I mean, it's arguable, but I would say he's the most hardworking player ever football has ever seen. Because to reach that level that he has reached, I mean, it takes a lot of hard work, and he has done it. And for such a player to do such a, I mean, such a cheap thing, I was very disappointed with Ronaldo. What would you say, Ankit?
Yeah, as a bang on. Like again, like I'm not called really cheap, but yeah, then it's I would say immature, simply put, because yes, then this guy is at the end of the day he's a father himself. Plus the fact that he represents, I think, Portugal. He represents in a
Yes.
way Manchester United. In a way Real Madrid of the past. Like and then he kind of has that kind of legacy. And again, Messi and him, maybe in reality they have a banter. One school of thought is it's basically just pure banter, like you said, a
Yeah,
possibility. But
yeah.
again, it's kind of maybe not the heat of the moment. Again, that's not the right term. I would say it's really kind of just a sporadic kind of a reaction in a very light manner, which has been not taken lightly. On the
Yeah.
other hand, there's a school of thought saying that it's not him. It's definitely got to be his PR team and someone who's not as professional has gone and done it, and obviously that person may have been fired. Like again, there are a lot of
Yeah.
things that can go into
Possibilities.
this. But
Yes.
yeah, and then at the end of the day, yeah, obviously we'll get into that. Whether it's right or wrong, that is debatable. For me, yes, what he said is right, but why he said it, no way. And then he shouldn't have done it on a public forum, especially when already there was a lot of question mark, this week after the Ballon d'Or awards.
Yeah.
And again, that's debatable, but I don't think even if it was say any player for that matter. Like I would just give an example, like if a Mason Mount went and put facts.
Yeah.
As a Chelsea fan, I would not defend that at all.
Appreciate.
Like I'll be
Yes,
very honest.
definitely. Yeah, the question is here is not whether Ronaldo did it or not. In I mean, it's a sporting thing there. you give mutual respect to your fellow sportsmen, and even if you want to say something, not on the public forum. And yeah, that's, I think that's it for this segment. Let's move on to the next segment, the title of this video, and of course the much heated debate, the Ballon d'Or debate. 2021 Ballon d'Or winner Lionel Messi has been awarded his seventh Ballon d'Or, which is an incredible achievement in terms, not only in terms of football, but in terms of sporting, in terms of all sports as well. It's an incredible achievement for a sports person to win seven Ballon d'Ors in his career. And first of all, kudos to him for that. And one thing before, I mean, despite being a Messi fan, I still have problems with the France football. I mean, now they did introduce two new awards into this year, which was Striker of the Year, which looked like Chapati Award. I mean, if you look I mean, it was not very respectful of them to give such an award to Lewandowski, and of course, Team of the Year, your team, Ankit, winning it. So let's start with that. How did you feel winning Team of the Year as a Chelsea fan?
Yeah, again, like it's actually Club of the Year, but yeah, I get your
Yeah.
point totally. Like, so yeah, as in without any doubt, again, if anyone has any debate, please, as in you can find my socials below. The fact is, like, it's not just the men's team. Like, kudos to the Chelsea women's team. They did even better than the men's
Yes.
team.
Into the
Like, they
final.
have been dominating English football for quite a while now. Like, literally dominating. And not only that, the kind of goals they score, especially in the European Women's Champions
Yeah.
League. So that is somewhere that they dominated until, of course, the final where Barcelona, your team, kind of thrashed
Yes.
us.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But as an overall, that women's team kind of itself deserved it, to be very honest. And of course, the cherry on the cake was our men's Champions League. So all put together, and of course, 11 nominations. So that's where he said the Chapati Awards. Yeah, these were Chapati Awards, and that's a great name. I would actually call it Chapati Award from now, because what they realized is, okay, we have like what 4 to 5 awards. What as in the Golden Boy went to basically from a team which has
Pedri.
done so pathetically. As in that's a fact. Like
Yeah.
and again the Ballon d'Or went again to that team out PSG. With so many nominations, we didn't get a single award. So they realized, hey, come on, Chelsea has broken all kinds of records by getting so many nominations. How can they not get an award? Let's actually come up with the Club of the Year award. That's what they did. And same thing with Lewandowski, because of the fact that they finally realized that last year there should have been a Ballon d'Or that was cancelled. And now that Lewandowski has scored so many goals and broken all kinds of records, as in breaking Gerd Muller's record, like
Yeah.
that is to the nth level, like that level of record breaking stats, and still he doesn't get the Ballon d'Or. So they decided, let's actually give him the Golden Ball. Yes, big up to Krishna and of course Frontier
Thank you.
Podcast.
Thank you for joining. And now I think we'll move on to the main. I mean, even as I mean, for Barca, as a Barca fan, I would say that I mean, Golden Boy was pretty much clear from, I would say, quite the beginning, because breakout season for Pedri, and the way, I mean, not only the way which in with which he played, a boy coming from Las Palmas at the age of 18, becoming an immediate starter for. I mean, although we've not been at our best in these years, but I would still say Barca is still a very big club. Coming straight away into the into such a big club, and I mean establishing yourself as a starter in your first season, it's a pretty big achievement. And with the maturity with which he played was fantastic. And talking, even giving, shedding some light on Barca women's team as well. I mean, if you look at their stats, it's incredible the amount of goals that they've scored in like 38 league games. They have scored like 112, 120 goals, conceding just one or two. I mean, that's completely ridiculous just to imagine. And obviously going on to win the women's Champions League as well against Chelsea. So that's, I mean, all the three awards going to Barca. I mean, Messi technically being a PSG player, but still will consider him Barca. But yeah, three of the awards. It was overwhelming, but at the same time, still raising a few eyebrows on how these awards are being awarded. Now let's come to the main topic of, did Lionel Messi really deserve to win the 2021 Ballon d'Or? Let's start with you, Ankit.
Yeah, I see. And again, I would be obviously incorrect if I say no, he did not deserve. No, of course he deserved, but did he deserve more than a Lewandowski or a Jorginho? as in honestly, for this year,
Wait,
no.
did I just hear Jorginho?
Yeah, of course. I will definitely go
Come on,
10
come
times again.
on,
I
come
know
on,
I'll get a
Ankit.
lot of banter, but again, I'm not saying that Jorginho deserved it. I would say Lewandowski was number one and Jorginho was number two, and then Messi. That was my
Come
precedence,
on,
if you
come
really ask
on.
me. See, I'll tell you. Like, let me at least get to the points, right? So,
Okay, yeah, fine.
for me, see, Jorginho. Okay, I'll start with the second because you're reacting on that. I'm sure many people might, put their eyes up. But yeah, let's be honest. Like until last year, last month, as in there was a lot of talk about Jorginho as well, and for a specific reason. Ballon d'Or, a lot of times, especially in recent seasons, again, maybe it's the age or whatever factor. Like I've seen so many years of football, like from last 20 years. In the recent decade, especially after Ronaldo and Messi came about, there has been a lot of emphasis on goals and assists compared to other things. Yes, Fred is better than Jorginho. It doesn't matter. That's what I'm coming to. So the point is, Ballon d'Or should not be given to the best player in the world at that moment in time. The Ballon d'Or is basically, technically, if you see what a Ballon d'Or is basically who was the best footballer in that particular calendar year, which is basically November to October, if I'm not wrong.
Hmm.
In that particular year, who was that best footballer? Who was basically the person who was most influential in terms of on the pitch for himself as well as the team? As obviously the statistics and other things matter, the trophies matter. It's a totality. We are not talking about who's the best. If who's the best, trust me, from the day I started seeing Messi, Messi would have got it, and even Ronaldo would have come close. Messi should have got it every year. Not even a single time Messi shouldn't have got it. Right? Every year he should have got it. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So the
Hmm.
thing is, it's not about quality; it's about what you do in that year. And yes, Messi had a fantastic year for Barcelona. I will not deny that. Like again, his goal scoring cannot be ignored at all. That level of goal scoring is phenomenal, and maybe we are unfair to Messi saying that hey, as in we expect more from Messi. That is because we are Messi, and again that is incorrect as well. So I'm coming
Yes,
to that, but the fact is, like, what did he do for his team that got his team to the next level? Unfortunately, he kind of failed in a way this particular year, except for of course the Copa America was huge. I have to say that this was a huge burden from his shoulders. I know it's all not his fault that he doesn't play the Euros. That's not his fault, right? So you can
yeah,
only
yeah,
judge by what
exactly.
he's playing. So again, so you give him the Copa America best player, right? But for Barcelona, what really did he do in terms of Barcelona, achieving greatness in this particular year? What really did he do, even for PSG? PSG, in fact, he's been in shambles. Like you cannot disregard that because, like I said, it's November to October, and whether you believe it or not, it is recency bias. It is basically when you're giving award, a lot of people think it's basically last season, and they forget that there are 4 months into this season as well. 4 months is a long time. You cannot
Yeah,
negate
long
that
period,
overall.
definitely.
And that is where I'm coming to Lewandowski. So in these 4 months, basically, Lewandowski has done. I think he's what already in these 4 months he scored about 25 goals, and not only that, Bayern Munich are basically as in they are obviously the favorites along with Chelsea. I would say to win the Champions League, and it's clear for everyone to see that Lewandowski is their linchpin. He's the main guy. As in, what Lewandowski is to Bayern Munich, what Messi couldn't do even half to PSG, and that cannot be ignored at all. Jorginho, on the other hand, let's be honest. Like I have some basic stats. Again, I won't go too many into stats. But if we are looking at goals and assists, the fact is, let's talk about the
Midfielder.
two main tournaments that Jorginho was part of, like Euros
Euros.
as well as Champions League, that we would really want to say, and of course the Premier League as well. But in the Euros, like he was in interceptions, he was the first among all the players in the Euros, and we know what kind of players were there. Duels won, he was second. Tackles and interceptions put together, he was first. Ball recoveries, he was second. Distance covered, he was first. Passes completed, he was second. Open play, shot creating actions, he was second. Fouls won, he was first. In Champions League, tackles and interceptions, he was first. Interceptions, he was second. Tackles, he was first. Ball recoveries, he was second. Successful passes, first. Distance covered, second. And in the Premier League as well, I know you may say that he takes penalties, but again, all the great players of
That's
the world took penalties. And those penalties, if Jorginho wouldn't have taken, those penalties actually got Chelsea around 21 points, and that was huge for Chelsea even to get to fourth in the Premier League. And even in this season, right? Again, these 4 months, he has been playing literally every minute of every game. And I know a lot of recency kind of vote would not go against him because of the fact that Italy towards the end,
Yeah,
lost their unbeaten streak. He missed that last penalty. Those two last penalties, in fact, right? Both in the qualifying as well as
yeah,
basically the Euros. So these are things which stay in the mind. But if you really see objectively, while Messi is easily 100 times better than Jorginho, he's easily what twice better than Lewandowski. Objectively, I would put Lewandowski still first, Jorginho second, and Messi third.
okay, then I would like to sneak in Benzema into this conversation as well, because if you look in terms of personal performance, again, that's the thing which comes into recent Spanish teams, because we haven't been doing much in terms of Champions League. But if you look at the numbers that even Benzema has had last year and now starting of this year as well, that has been incredible as well. So that could be one of the reasons that he snuck into that top three along with Messi and Lewandowski. So, and coming to that, in terms of like you said, where I mean, uh, like how although Messi's goal scoring has been great and people expect a lot from Messi, and I'd like to share something here. Just a second. If you look at this, if he scored the most goals obviously, and if you look at Barca's goals and assist contributions that he has had, it is it's about 46% of what Barca have scored.
Yeah,
So that's ridiculous. If you imagine
true.
scoring like half the team's goals and 46% of the goals being Messi's. And then you look at his Champions League as well. In the 8 games he's played, he scored 6 goals and 2 assists, which was, I mean, obviously the team played pretty bad in the Champions League, so can't expect much of that. And if you look in the Copa, Copa America was, I would say, plays like a 75% factor in him winning the Ballon d'Or. In terms,
True.
I would say, supporting Messi, I would say that, because all all questions this summer when Messi started to play the Copa America was, is Messi ever going to win a trophy with his national team? And he did. And the difference that was there between Barcelona and Argentina was basically the team, what Messi was around. And Barca, he scored 46%. And even if you look at Argentina, 75% of the goals and assists which he scored for Argentina were by Messi. But he had that team around him. He had that players like Rodrigo de Paul. And even in the final, I would say Messi did not play well. I agree to that. And in that way, I would say yes, I agree. Messi did not play well in the final, but Di Maria scored the winner, and ultimately we did win the Copa America. So that's one thing, and obviously he became South America's leading goal scorer, another record which cannot be easily ignored, because he broke the he broke Pele's record, which has been held for so many years. Pele was playing at in such a different time period, and breaking it now again, um, it's a remarkable contribution again by Messi in terms of the Copa America. Like you said, for Jorginho in the Euros, how he was exceptional, and even in the Champions League, of course. So, and that was the thing with Messi. But again, if it ultimately comes down to goals and assists, as many fans, I was going through Twitter these 3-4 days. I didn't reply to anything, but I was just going through what people were reading, I commenting, and many of them talked about how Lewandowski has 60 plus goals and assists this year. So, just to answer that, I have a fact. In 2018, when Luka Modric won the Ballon d'Or, Messi had 77 goals and assists that season, and he ended up fifth in the Ballon d'Or rankings. So,
Yeah, and
that's, yeah,
yeah, I'll just kind of pitching here, right? So, Azan, you
yeah,
you make some great points, Raghav. I have to definitely commend you there. A couple of counterpoints, like I know you're right. I think Messi not winning in the year of Modric was itself a farce. Like was basically, if you see the other way around, in 2014. right? So Robin basically got
Yeah,
around 20 to
yes.
22 goals, and he was a World Cup. I think they came third, Netherlands, and the Champions League semi-finals, Bundesliga, they came first. He was robbed of the golden ball by Messi. I'll just remind you there.
Yes.
They gave a consolation prize for Messi for nothing in that tournament, just for reaching the final. And yes, but Ronaldo basically, I think, got 38 goals. And what did they do? They just won the Champions League, which was huge itself. I have to agree. But apart from that, I think Portugal were knocked out of the group stage, and that was a black mark on Ronaldo's kind of World Cup in 2014.
Yeah.
And yeah, as in even Madrid came third that year. So talking about this, like there are two sides of the coin here, and actually the debate is not about whether they deserve or not. The debate is about whether the Ballon d'Or should exist, and if it exists, should it be different award given to goal scorers and different award to
Yeah.
basically midfielders? Because at this rate, especially the rate that Messi and Ronaldo score, no one else has a chance. Maybe Lewandowski to some extent, right? But no one else really has a chance in the recent years. So, uh, like many people might say N'Golo Conte deserved it more than Jorginho as well. Like again,
Yeah.
me being a Chelsea fan, I've seen every minute of every game of Chelsea. So I know that N'Golo Conte missed a lot of games this season. And although the minutes that he was on the pitch, he was much better than Jorginho, but that doesn't make him more consistent. Ballon d'Or for me is somewhat consistency. Even if you like the Messi's record you mentioned about him
Yeah.
breaking the South American record, for that a different award should be there. Just because he's broken a certain record in this particular year should not negate everyone else's contribution for this year. Same thing with Lewandowski. He has broken Gerd Muller's record this year, but that is just a feather in the cap. That's not something that you would measure in terms of getting the Ballon d'Or, because what is to be measured? What did they win for their teams? I know Copa America is huge, but we all know the competition of Euros is next level. Champions League, it's huge. Like for me, it's probably my second most, as in the second best moment in life when Chelsea won the Champions League. And Jorginho was integral. Like he literally played every minute
Yes.
of every game. So there are a lot of points there, which again we can go on and on about it. But at the end of the day, I really genuinely believe that Ballon d'Or or France football generally should come out and basically define the terms and conditions. And I
Yes.
know it's an opinion, like people vote for it. Now those people are human beings, and they might basically be influenced
Biased.
by anyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. In the recent past, and they go by recent news. And suddenly Mo Salah came into reckoning, where he was nowhere
Yes. Yeah.
a few
Yeah. Yeah.
months before, where he was great. Like again, I would not deny any of these players. All these players have had fantastic years, but it's just that maybe me thinking that okay, Messi in one of his not so great years has won the Ballon d'Or, whereas Jorginho, I don't think he'll ever have such a year in his life. I'll be very honest.
Hmm.
Lewandowski, he may have. Let's hope that he has. And Mendy
Yes.
and other things. Even Jude Bellingham, like I kind of slightly disagree. Pedri wasn't a shoe in. For me, Jude Bellingham was very close because he was integral to Dortmund in the Champions League. So there are a lot of other things into picture, but yes, we
Your
can
arc
go
makes.
into
I mean,
conversation.
yes. I mean, I'm not. It's not even an argument here. Lewandowski won the treble. So in terms of team achievements, it's not even a competition with Copa del Rey. I mean, it's
Yeah,
again that's the thing. Again, it narrows down to the point of whether it should be based on how your team has performed, or should it be completely based on how
yeah.
individuals. Yeah, I mean, Rishi makes a good point here. Ballon d'Or is an opinion-based award, and shouldn't be used as a criteria of who's better the certain year. I mean,
Bang on,
yes,
bang on. Very good comment, Rishi. Because see, in today's day and age of technology, you can automate these things very easily. Like you have all these stats. I just read out five stats to
yeah,
you,
yeah,
but there are 50 other stats, right? So you can easily automate, and then you have basically a short list of the three. Maybe among the three, you may just have basically professionals only, voting. But even those 30 was questionable. Like we all know that. Maybe I just mentioned about him. Like, that was a, a joke actually. Him not even winning that golden, as in the goalkeeper is another thing, but not even being in the 30, as in, come on.
yes. Here, my college friends chipping in with some comments here. I mean, this point, I mean, perfectly wraps up how, I mean, and end of the day, it narrows down to opinions. And one question, I mean, one thing I would say that if you swap Lewandowski with Messi and put Lewandowski in that dysfunctional Barca side and put Messi in that Bayern side, who do you think? I mean, Do you think Lewandowski can replicate the same thing that
No.
he's done? Of course not.
Absolutely
So,
not.
of
Absolutely. But
so
that's what
that's
I'm coming to. No, no, sorry,
yes,
sorry to cut you. But see,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
the thing. A person's ability should not come into picture when you're giving an award. It's basically an award for a certain year. It's not basically the footballer of the century. If footballer of the century, I'll like blindly write Messi's name on any stamp paper you give me. Like he should be footballer of best footballer of all time, possibly. And then again, I'm not a Messi fan. I'll be very clear. But let's be honest, he is the best footballer of all time. Like again, that debate is there, Ronaldo versus Messi. But what Messi, in terms of ability, can do is something phenomenal. Like he's magic. Like that's something that Lewandowski, Ronaldo are very close. Of course, they are possibly second, third, so on and so forth. But Messi is a different level. So we are not judging basically how good a footballer is. That's a different question.
yeah. Nice. Saying any thoughts, anything else on this ceremony? I mean, even the other awards, not just the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, I think obviously the women's award is something that we should definitely touch upon. Like what Alexia
Yes.
Putellas has achieved with Barcelona is phenomenal. Like honestly, we all thought like Sam Kerr, Samantha Kerr of Chelsea, she was a
Yeah.
shoe-in is what we thought until the Champions League final. And we, as Chelsea fans, worship her like literally. She has basically brought that kind of name to Chelsea Football Club, which even like the best goal scorers of the years in men have not bought. So breaking that and going one step ahead with Alexia is like you can imagine like again hats off to all the winners, but again for me it's fake. Like France football at the end of the day do it for money. Like let's be honest, they are getting the whole lot of sponsors, and yes, I got goosebumps watching that ceremony. I won't be lying, definitely I got goosebumps, but that doesn't mean that what happened was genuine 100%. Yes, a lot of it was genuine, but a lot of it is fake. We have to be frank there.
Yeah, Krishna makes a point here. They shamed Ronaldo at the ceremony as well by showing the magazine
Did they
coverage of.
shame
I'm not sure. I'm not
Drogba
pretty
was
sure.
there,
I
right?
have.
If I'm not
Yeah,
wrong,
yeah, yeah,
Drogba was
yeah.
there on
Drogba
that.
was
Come
there.
on, he was on stage. So if they had to shame, Drogba would have really felt ashamed, right? Come on,
Yes.
I don't agree there, Krishna. But yeah, it's opinion again, Krishna. Again, he knows his stuff. I respect Krishna's opinion 100%. But at the end of the day, it's about what you think, and that's why we shouldn't like judge it.
Exactly. Now he makes a good point again. It's losing its credibility and becoming a comedy show. Yes, because I mean, football fans in general are becoming like that. Like now,
Yeah,
like us, we've been following football since a long time, so we know how it is. How I mean, in terms of longevity and all the other things, but certainly, like you said, for example, now 2 months Salah performs and suddenly he becomes. I mean, people start tweeting about how he's the greatest Premier League player ever and all those nonsense.
true.
So that football fans in general are becoming, I mean, too.
Reactionary.
Um, I mean, recency bias has creeped in too much into football now.
Yeah, bang on, man.
Yeah, so Black and Mendy should have been ahead of Donnarumma. Black was,
I
yes, La
agree.
Liga MVP ahead of Messi, Benzema, and Suarez, and of course Mendy winning the Champions League. I mean, if you watch I mean Chelsea games, I watch just to keep an eye. But Mendy, what a keeper! I mean, although
He
he's
saved us yesterday. Even like as soon as
yes,
like
yes.
you talk about
I was watching
recency.
yesterday's game, and I mean, he's keeping you in every single game. He's makes at least one good save, which keeps you
Yeah,
in the,
and he's
which
very
keeps
good.
you in the
Like
game.
people talk about like Neuer is probably one of the greatest keepers of this decade, right? As in, I agree there. But I think Mendy, the fact is like you're talking about Pedri's story. Why not Mendy's story? Mendy's story is
Yes.
probably 10 times ahead of Pedri's story. Like
Yeah,
again, we're
yeah.
not here to compare
Of
backgrounds,
course, of course.
but if we are taking Pedri's story into consideration for such a word, why not Mendy's story? And
Yes.
Mendy, even as a footballer, what he was when he came to Chelsea just a year and a half ago, he couldn't play with a ball at his feet. He literally learned and picked up within last 1.5 years, and he's become so good.
Yes, I mean, I would completely agree with you. When there's a Pedri story, there's obviously another Mendy story here of his. I mean, his own version of struggle and how. I
Yeah,
mean, winning the Champions League, it's not an easy thing. Winning itself is not an easy thing, and to do it from a position where he was, and out of a blue signing for Chelsea. I mean, of course, you wouldn't have known who he was when he signed for Chelsea. You
Yeah,
After he signed, you would have done your research and would have found out about him. And obviously, another shout out is Oblak as well, because he is one of those keepers who has been consistent over the years. Without any doubt, he's been one of the best keepers, I would say, alongside Manuel Neuer. And Donnarumma again, Euros, Italy winning the Euros, and I mean AC Milan qualifying for Champions League, but nothing else from his club side, and
yeah.
that's
He was
again I
good. Like
don't.
let's
Sure.
give it to him. Like Donnarumma was very good, and the kind of short stopping that Donnarumma does, I think probably in terms of short stopping alone, David De Gea can be someone who can be compared in terms of short stopping. But yeah, Donnarumma is among the best short stoppers there is today, and he had a fantastic year in terms of short stopping. Even the 50% of I think
Yeah.
penalty saves that he got in the
Yes.
Euros alone, which was superb. But again, he got the player of the tournament, and again, Milan got the fourth what do you say place, and they came to Champions League. So those are rewards in itself. So I don't think you need to basically give an extra award for the year, and being 10th in Ballon d'Or, like really, that was a joke. Like I think more
Yes.
than him getting the best goalkeeper, for me the most shocking part was him being ranked 10th.
10th. I mean, good shouts in the comment as well. I mean, you're giving us points to discuss, which we might have forgotten about. Anything else, Ankit? Anything else you would like to talk
Yeah, I
about?
think
Not
they
only
see at the end of the
this,
day.
yeah, not
Yes,
only
see,
the Ballon d'Or, but even anything else in general which is going on in football right now.
I think looking at Barcelona, because I am talking to a Barcelona
Yeah.
fan and an Arsenal fan, I know that. But definitely, as in talking about Arsenal, they are having a good season, I
Yes.
would say.
Wonderful.
And
Wonderful going so far.
Barcelona, for me, like even as a neutral, like now I'll talk as a neutral, right? Even as a neutral, for me, it is actually it's sad to see what Barcelona has, kind of become. I don't think just Messi leaving is the cause. There's a lot more to it, and being a Barca fan, you know
Yes.
that. There's a lot more into this, and having the kind of youngsters, Pedri and Gavi, and even up front, like they have great, as in players who could really make a difference. But them actually, first of all, going without a planning for a manager. So now that they finally got the golden boy of Barcelona
Yes.
back, so hopefully, yeah, I would like to see some good competition, and I would like to see Barcelona win the Europa League. Sorry for the banter.
Yeah, I mean, it's make it or break it. I mean, Lewandowski might have all the grudges against us coming into the game next week against
No, he
Bayern
would.
Munich. All those memes of 18-0 floating around on Twitter as well, where I mean, it's a new start. I mean, and I never expected to have Javi as our manager as early as 2021. I mean, all at the beginning of the season, it was all just get over with Ronald Koeman. 1 year left in his contract. Get over with him. Get in someone. Let Javi bloom outside and bring him back when
That
he,
was the idea.
he's yeah. But I mean, unfortunately, we had to sack Koeman. I mean, it was going from bad to worse. It was
So same thing
still going
happened. Like
downhill.
even
Yes.
so, I remember when Chelsea, appointed Lampard. Honestly, if not for that transfer ban, I don't think Lampard would have come. Like because of the fact that Lampard is a Chelsea, to person
Yeah,
through and
yeah,
through,
yeah.
he agreed to it obviously. So that's what happened with Barcelona. So I can see very similar kind of circumstances. There again, Manchester United on the other hand, going through a lot of changes. I know Krishna is in the chat, a Manchester United fan. So a lot of transitions happening, but it's making interesting conversations, and that's what like we YouTubers always love to do. But yes, definitely like again, thanks for again having me, Raghav. But you can obviously find a lot of content on these topics and other clubs as well, not just Chelsea on my channel. Anyone is more than welcome. And Raghav,
It's in the
definitely,
description as
we
well.
would love
Yes.
that Raghav also comes and visits us. But yes, looking forward to more content on in Raghav TV.
Yeah, thank you for coming on, and Ankit. It was, I mean, it was, it was whatever goes through our mind. We were able to speak it today, especially about the Ballon d'Or ceremonies and how we think it's not the most fair judgment of how a player is performing. And that's, I think, with that, I like to wrap up this live stream. And thank you again, Ankit, for coming. And do check out his channel, Almighty Blues FC. Link again given in the description. Do check it out. Doesn't hurt to subscribe. I mean, it's of obviously great content, football fans all over in the chat and here viewing us as well. And thank you, Ankit, for coming over again. Thank
Definitely. And
you.
guys, do subscribe to Raghav TV and of course share the link. Raghav knows a lot of stuff.
Thank you for everyone to for joining the stream as well, and see you next time.